What's going on, guys? It's Coleman. It's week 4, almost there. One more week and we're out for summer vacation. Today we're doing our informative speech. Mine's on something that's probably going to get your motor running, especially if you like cars. I did have a hard time trying to figure out what I wanted to do my speech on. I toyed with a lot of different things, and then happened to be one day I was sitting there watching TV, and Dodge's new commercial for their new car that's coming out, and I was like, that's it. That's what I've got to do it on. So everybody knows about the Challenger, right? Well, then they came out with the Hellcat, which is a souped-up Challenger. It's pretty much kind of like a Ford GT Mustang, something like that. It's a little bit better. But now they've gone above and beyond that, and they're coming out with the Dodge Challenger Demon. This car is legit, let me tell you. So Kelley Blue Book, they describe a production car as a car that is constructed at a mass volume for the sole purpose of retail sale to consumers for their personal use. So your minivans, your Honda Civics, your Chevy trucks, just your everyday car is pretty much what it is. It's not your Ferraris, Bugattis, stuff like that. Well, this is what that category goes into. So the Dodge Demon, this bad boy has all the horsepower you could imagine. The Honda Civic Type S that's coming out next year for 2007, which is the top of the line, the racing Civic version, which is still a production car now, it only has 315 horsepower. This new Dodge Demon that's coming out is clocked at 840 horsepower. I don't know about you, but that's a lot of horses running under that hood. Just to put it in perspective, the Lamborghini Aventador, I believe is how you say it. Don't quote me on that. That's coming out in 19, and this is a supercar, like expensive. It's only pushing 765 horsepower. So this car has almost 100 more horses under it, and it's a production car that you can go down the street and buy from your neighborhood dealership. But it's not just the boosted Hellcat, which everyone's thinking it is. It's the engineers really put their time and effort into it. They went in, they put bigger camshafts in, bigger rods. The valve train's been redone. The supercharger's about double the size of the Hellcat supercharger. And everybody knows the supercharger in the Hellcat is pretty big already. The fuel injection system was almost doubled. They went in and really outdid themselves with this car. It's unreal. Now some of the cool stuff that goes along with it. The transmission's been redone. It now has a trans brake, which is what you see on your top of the line NHRA drag strip cars. So this is the first production car to have a trans brake installed into it. What a trans brake is when you're sitting at the stop and you start revving up the motor, instead of it going, it lets the engine get up to, around 3,000 RPMs. You release the trans brake and it just jumps. But this one has so much horsepower that it literally, if you hit that, so imagine if you're at the grocery store. You just left the grocery store. You're sitting at the stoplight. You've got the motor revving up. You hit the trans brake. You've got it up to 3,000 RPMs. This car has so much power and torque that when you release that trans brake from that stoplight to take off, the two front wheels are coming off the ground. You're popping a wheelie going down the road. All right, that's a lot of power. How they get that to stick to the ground, though, is this is the first car that comes with drag radial tires. Now, radial tires have always been available in the market. You can always get your hands on it, but this is the first production car that will be off the assembly line with these tires on it. Now, these tires will, it increases the launch by 40% over the Hellcat's tires, which are just kind of normal. They're better tires, but they're not. They're just normal tires. The trans brake in it puts out 110% more torque from the jump than if you were just to be sitting there with the regular brake on and then hitting the gas. Now, this has the power, but does it have the speed? Because the Lambos and the Hondas, they got real good top end speed. Well, this one can do, the Dodge Demon will do 0 to 60 in 2.2 seconds. You're at 60 miles an hour that quick, which is unbelievable. He's at 100 miles an hour in 5 seconds. To put that in perspective for you, the Honda Civic Type S that we were talking about earlier, it's doing 0 to 60 in 5 seconds. This car's doing 0 to 100 in 5 seconds. The Lamborghini, it's doing 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. 2.9. It's doing so, and the Lambo is a supercar, top of the line. So it's got the power, it's got the speed. If you're a car guy, it's definitely the one that you want. I mean, it's amazing. And from what Dodge is saying, it's not going to be that expensive. So, it's a production car, and it's still going to come in at under $100,000, which is amazing. Because the Lamborghini, which is a supercar that this car will blow off the track, retails over $500,000, which is pretty impressive to me. It's awesome. I would really might have to blow through some savings to get one. It's awesome. Now I'm going to show you a short video of the commercial that I've seen that really got me going about this car.
We use words like honor, code, loyalty. We use these words as the backbone of a life spent defending something. You use them as a punchline. We have neither the time nor the inclination to explain ourselves to a man who rises and sleeps under the very blanket of the freedom that we provide and then questions the manner in which we provide it. We would rather you just said thank you and went on your way. You don't want the truth, because deep down in places you don't talk about at parties, you want us on that road. You need us on that road. You don't want the truth. You can't handle the truth.